This is what I'm dealing with right now. Okay. Hello, I'm Kayla. I'm actually going to be doing a video about pain management with CBD oil in dogs. In particular, I'm using CBD oil for pain management for a dog with a spinal issue. So my chihuahua is 12 going on 13 years old. He's an old fart, but he's a good one. As you can see, he's a goob and he sleeps all the time. But I'm going to kind of go into how he got diagnosed with this. I mean, this spinal issue is actually, it's pretty common, especially in small dogs as they get older because they've been jumping and that sort of thing. I will say, and I'm going to give you a heads up right now, please, for the love of Pete, if your dog's on the younger side, or just in general, if you have a small dog, please have stairs for them. Even if they can make the jumps and all that stuff, have stairs, because this is a terrible disease for them to have to live with. And I wish I would have known about, this issue sooner. And, before he got diagnosed with this problem that's chronic and doesn't go away. It only worsens. So now I have stairs everywhere. So there's stairs to get onto my couch and stairs to get onto my bed. That way we limit the amount of time that he, is jumping. I mean, occasionally he still does, but not very often anymore. So that's good. It took me a minute to get him to use them, but he was in so much pain. He started realizing once I forced him up and down them a few times that, it feels better if I don't jump. But that's not really the point of the video. I'm just giving a little FYI. Please don't. Please don't do it. Don't be like me, friends. Anyways, so he was diagnosed about 4 or 5 years ago with a spinal issue. I remember I came home and he was terrible. He wouldn't move. He was shaking. Anytime I tried to touch him, he would yelp out really loudly. It was not good, and I cried the whole time I was trying to take him to the vet because he yelped and yelped and yelped. It was not good. Anyways, I took him to the vet. When I took him to the vet, they did a whole host of different, different things. They ended up finding out that he had this disc problem, $600 later. Which again, that's fine. He's my dog, but still very pricey. And you'll find out more about why that's a problem later. But anyways, so they end up giving him Medicam, which can cause, I believe it's either liver or kidney failure. So, and honestly, from what I found out from another vet that I went to, it's not the best choice for this sort of pain that he's having. And also he should have been getting tests when he was using it because of that potential for the kidney or liver failure. And I'm trying to remember to look at the camera, but I'm terrible, so I apologize. So the next part of the story is I needed a refill of this medication, right? And every time he needed more medication, which just is chronic, it doesn't go away, he would need to be seen, and they wanted to do a full workup on him again. I'm like, that's $600. And this stuff only lasts like a month or two, and you want to do this test on him every time, even though right? So anyways, I switched to a different vet because I'm looking for one that's like, okay, it's a chronic condition. This lady should not have to pay $600 every time she needs to get medication for her dog. I mean, again, I get if they want to do a yearly thing, yearly, just to make sure that this is still a problem and whatever. Anyways, so I switched to another vet. They ended up prescribing me a Medicam again. Same issue though, when I went back. They wanted to do all these tests again. It's same vet clinic. I just don't understand what they don't understand about it's a chronic condition. And I mean, again, I understand they need to make money, but I mean, realistically, I was a college student. I was super poor. There's absolutely no way I could afford that sort of nonsense every time. So I go and take him to another vet clinic. And this time it had gotten really bad because he didn't have medication for a little bit. And he was in so much pain. And I was just desperate to find someone that wouldn't charge a bunch of money and would be like, I have this DVD that shows his pictures where you can see his spine. He obviously has this problem. I just need medication. So finally I called around. Finally I got a hold of Banfield, which is the one that's in PetSmart. This one's in Springfield, Missouri, I believe. And they were willing to just, you know, see him, do some alternative tests rather than doing like the x-rays and this full workup on him to get him his medication. Although she was not happy about the fact that he had been on Medicam. She wanted him to be on gabapentin, which didn't end up being better in general. His pain seemed to be a lot less. He didn't have to have, you know, like the liver and kidney failure enzyme tests and different things like that. He didn't need that anymore. She is also the one that informed me that he would have needed it. So he wouldn't need any of that anyway. So we ended up using gabapentin for him. And gabapentin seemed to work a lot better. There were some things I didn't like about it. And the main ones were, for one, it was $21 a month, which is still nothing compared to what I was dealing with before. But it's still kind of pricey, and honestly, he hated taking the pills. And he's the sort of dog that you can like put it in a hot dog and he'll magically get it out of the hot dog and not eat that, but eat the hot dog. Or like you can put it in peanut butter and he'll magically not get that part. He's impressive. So, really annoying to deal with. Again, just not my favorite. The other issue was that he was very, kind of lethargic when he was on it. And it really, some days it just didn't seem to be enough, at all. It just did not seem like it was doing enough for him anymore. So anyways, I've been trying to figure out a better solution. Randomly, I was at kind of like a market, like an outdoor market, local, what are they called? Brain fart. But anyways, I went out to one of those and we ended up walking past someone that was selling CBD oil. I think it's Urbanology. I think they're based out of Rockford, Illinois. You're probably wondering, like, why is this lady gone every place in the world? I was kind of in the middle of a moving transition and like finding a job after I got done with my master's degree. I ultimately ended up moving to St. Louis, Missouri, but my boyfriend actually lives kind of in like the Rockford area / Wisconsin area. So that's why I'm saying all these different things are probably like, where the heck is this girl actually from, right? So anyways, but it really doesn't matter. The key thing for the CBD oil is that you find someone that's reputable, because one of the biggest issues is that like actual marijuana can be very toxic to dogs. And if you read about it, it's really bad, the sort of symptoms they have, and it's really time sensitive if they end up getting into it. But and CBD oil can have traces of it. Some of them are higher than others, so you really want to make sure that you're using a reputable person that could not potentially have super high levels of marijuana or something in them. Normally, they're very regulated, so just make sure that the people that you are working with are regulated and good. But I remember when I was talking to the lady that was selling the CBD oil, she said that, you know, we were kind of talking about pain management for like different things, not my dog. But then I was like, I saw that she had like dog treats that had CBD oil in them. And I was like, oh, is it safe for dogs? I was like, this is kind of pricey though. She was like, oh, well, you could just get like the oil and just give him like a drop because he's super small. And that should take care of it. And I was like, oh, not bad. I mean, it's worth a shot, right? It's $40. If it was to work, it would last me well over a year, which it is, lasting well over a year. which is fantastic. Um, but anyway, so I was like, you know what? It's worth a shot. So we decided to give it a try. I started giving it to him, and almost immediately I saw massive differences. He was moving around a lot more compared to what he was. I didn't realize until then how hesitant he was to move. I mean, because he was still moving around, it just wasn't as much as he is now on the CBD oil. Um, and honestly, he just acts like there's no pain at all. He's still a very sleepy dog. That's just how he is, but he's not as lethargic as he was. There's been so many benefits to it. He's also not having problems with like vomiting. He was having a little bit more vomiting than he used to when he was on the gabapentin. And he's not having like loose stools or anything like that. So this is really nice. I know too much information, I realize. But I just kind of want to give you the reason why I really feel that CBD oil was a great choice. So anyways, he's been on it for about 7 months or so, and I still have half a bottle left. And again, that was $40. I give him 1 drop a day. It works perfectly. He does not act like there's anything wrong. I think there's been like 1 or 2 days where he's had a bad day and it just does not seem to be enough 1 drop. So I give him 1 more. Just 1 more drop. I don't try to overdo it or anything. And he does fantastic. He's better within like seconds. And typically what I do, I mean, you could just drop 1 drop into their mouth. But what I do to make it a little bit more fun and an easier process is just put it on a treat. And I do like a really tiny bite-sized amount. That way he won't drop it on the ground. And yeah, and he loves it. So, and I love it as well. Also, I have an Australian Shepherd. And he has a luxating patella. I wish I was making this stuff up. I don't know why, you know, God has blessed me with all these dogs that have medical problems, but I guess they're with me for a reason. You know, maybe other people wouldn't put up with it. You know, these conditions cost a lot of money, and it's not easy by any means to deal with. But I found ways to cope, you know, like with him. Like with my other dog, I give him joint supplements, and I give him omega-3 supplements to strengthen his joint, and that has seemed to help a lot. He also has a knee brace that he wears when he's being super active. He used to wear it all the time, because when his knee was healing from luxating out of place. So now that it's gotten stronger, though, it doesn't happen as often. But I also, sometimes when I notice he just seems to be hesitant about using the knee or something like that, I will give him some joint supplements, or give him joint supplements. Yes, I will give him that, but I also give him CBD oil. And that seems to help a lot for him too. So it's not just, you know, spine issue. I mean, any issue that is causing some sort of severe chronic pain in dogs, I highly recommend. And when I was looking into it, I really could not find anything that showed super negative side effects of using CBD oil in dogs. Really, I didn't see anything truly that would cause any harm in trying it and seeing if it works for your dog. Again, it works fantastic for mine, and I am a true believer in using CBD oil now. It just works amazingly. Like, there's no doubt about it. And I'm just so glad that my dog, you know, feels so much better. And, you know, on top of that, you know, I don't have to pay an arm and the leg, which is also fantastic. And like for my bigger dog, because Tyrion, he's an Australian Shepherd. He's on the bigger side. He's a big boy, okay? He's 75 pounds. Not overweight, but he is a big boy. He's really tall compared to most Australian Shepherds, and I give him 2 drops, especially because his pain is not as bad as my Chihuahuas, so that's why I do that. But anyways, I really hope this video was helpful. I'm not sure how helpful it will be. I'm sorry I don't have a tripod, but I'm just trying to get into the YouTube thing and see how it goes. You know, if it doesn't go anywhere, then whatever. At least I made a video about how CBD oil has really helped my dogs. So anyways, have a great day, and I hope this helps. leave any questions in the comments that you have, and I'll try to link the place that I got mine. I got my CBD oil from. So, see ya. Bye.